do you have like specific challenges that you find as a woman entrepreneur?
Yes.
That, yeah, if you could share with those, with our viewers, because I know for women, it's always like we have unique challenges that we face. And yeah.
That's a very interesting question, actually, because these days I have a friend who's an entrepreneur and is a guy, and it feels like it's unfair on men. And I can agree with him because all these grants that I've been seeing and applying for, and what it's like, you have to have a woman on your team. It has to be 70%. Actually, for me, being a woman has been to my advantage.
Your advantage.
Yes, because a lot of these grants, they want to fund young women, youth under 35. You have to be a woman. It has to be at least 70% woman led. So for me, it has been
a plus.
It has been a plus. I have no complaints.
Okay. So yeah. Women are not marginalized anymore.
No, not anymore. Thank God.
Affirmative action work.
Yes.
Okay. So that is, thank you for that insight. And do you have like specific entrepreneurs that you look up for? That you're like, oh my God, I want to be like this person. Oh, this person inspires me. Do you have anyone like that in your life?
So Madame C.J. Walker, she's one of my biggest inspirations. She was born of slaves. She was that African American, and she learned hair care from her brothers who were barbers. But by the time she had died, she had made about $8 million of today's currency, the value of today's currency. And this is someone who didn't even have an education, but she managed to open up salons across the states. She managed to build factories. She managed to employ thousands and thousands of women. And that's my vision as well. I'm like, I want to open up a chain of salons. I want to open up a chain of factories. And that is my passion, to see women feel better about themselves, but also have the financial capacity to take care of themselves. Yes.
Just
so
like
she's a very, very, big
inspiration.
Madame C.J. Walker, yes.
And how is the chain? You want to have the chain of salons and the factory. How is that going?
So right now, I have one that I've just started with, and this is the model place. So we are trying so hard to push and see how far we can get it and how we can replicate while we maintain the services. We do this. So right now I'm starting with the people that I work with. We are training. We are seeing how far we can push. We are seeing how many customers we can get.
How many chains are we looking at?
Maybe 20.
20?
Yes.
Okay,
and then the factories also maybe 20, because I'm really passionate about going into the whole green manufacturing thing. Less
emissions.
Yes, less emissions, blue and green energy. Like I'm just very, very passionate about the whole organic
and conserving our environment. And that's a passion that we also share at URA, because lately we launched a campaign called the Green Guide campaign, and that's the same thing. We want to yes, we're collecting taxes and we're doing all these things, but we're also thinking about how do we keep our environment safe? Because if we're developing Uganda together, it has to be in a safe environment. So we resonate with that, and we hear you.
Nice.
So speaking, now that I've started talking about myself as the taxman, how is it looking like for you compliance-wise? Do you give Caesar what belongs to Caesar?
Yes, definitely. I mean, with grants, you can't get that money if you're not tax compliant. You have to be tax compliant. You have to be URSB compliant. So I very much I have all the needed documents. I make sure I pay my taxes. All my accounts are audited. All my books are in check.
Yes. But how has that journey been for you? Because compliance is not, like we admit, it's not a very smooth journey. Like, some people will have like nasty experiences. I got an accountant who was like, did a shambolic job. But how is your experience?
I think God just loves me so much because I've been blessed. My mom is my business partner and she's an accountant. Yes, so I've never had issues with record keeping, bookkeeping, ever. That's the one part. So when it comes to business strategy and accounting, I've never had a problem. So while even I remember when we were doing the course, a lot of people were struggling with that. And then they were like, oh my gosh, how are you doing it? You seem to be doing this and that. And I was like, my mom is actually my business partner and an accountant. Hey, mama. Like, I guess, because a lot of people are cheated by other people. But if it's your mom, that doesn't happen. Yes. Yeah. So I guess I'm very happy to have that also.
Okay. But then, you're talking about how, you and your mom work together. She's your financial advisor.
Yes.
And I'm thinking to myself, if I was working with my mom, there'll probably be a bit of clashing and all that. Is it how is that? Because some people struggle with working with family.
Absolutely, it's really difficult. My mom is very aggressive. Like when I say that, people are like, oh, is that why you're aggressive? Compared to my mom, I'm really not aggressive. My mom is a pusher, She's like, you have to get up, you have to do this. At the beginning, she stressed me. She really, really stressed me because I felt like, why is she pushing so much? Yeah. Like, I'm doing my best. And she kept telling me, Hope, you are brilliant, a student in school. There's no way you're telling me this is you can do. And mommy, I'm doing my best. Like, we would fight about it. And she's like, Kayeny, the way I see your life and your journey and the way you talk and the way you are very passionate and smart, this is not where your journey, this is not your best. You have to give it your go. So while it looked like a bad thing back then, I'll be like, oh, she's so annoying. Why did they have to put her? She actually pushed me to go because I was very, very relaxed, very relaxed. Like I told you, this business was like a hobby to me until lockdown because women were home, they were taking care of their hair. So the sales tripled, even quadrupled. And that's when I was like, oh my gosh, this is actually a business that I have to take seriously. Yes, because now there's a lot of demand. You find ways. You can't just be canceling. We had to find ways. We had to, and thank God the president was like, we are opening borders now, so the system was open. So it really helped us show that, hey, people actually want our stuff. It's just they don't have time. To take care of their hair. And also that's why we opened this place, because we're like, the people who don't have time to oil their hair, they come to oil and comb.
That's true.
And we do that for them, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So more of the story is it's okay to work with your parents.
Yes,
It's can work.
Nagging, but now for me, my parents
to hang in there.
Yes, they are both business people, very, very. And we've always worked as a family because my family has a beach resort and safari company called Nail Trips in the Murchison Falls. Yes, so we've always worked together as a family. I do for them their marketing because, I'm a marketing person. I work with my sister. So I think also it's something we are used to doing. We work together.
So
because even apart from my mom, my twin sister is also one of the people that I work with. She's my brand manager. She brands, she does the graphics, all the stuff you see that she's done it. So we are just so used to working as a family because I guess we work together. We all have important bits that fit in together.
So everyone has like that niche.
Yes.
So it's like a puzzle. So everyone just feels it.
Yes.
So would you say that helps other than all of you doing the exact same thing?
It really does help. It really does help. Yes. Okay. Thankfully, none of us does the same thing. So we just complement each other.
Oh yeah, that's the word. Nice. So I think because I know some people who have struggled making it working as a family.
It's hard.
But I think the challenge was that they do the same thing.
Yes.
So everyone is like in each other's business and it's like too many cooks spoil the broth. Yet if every cook has like their own piece, then it's a complete meal.
Yes.
So thank you for that tip. Family businesses cannot. So back to the taxman and policy things. What recommendations would you say to government and suggest government does to make the journey smoother and easier for an entrepreneur, especially at the starting stages?
Last time I was actually complaining, and then someone from URA said government no longer taxes unless you're making this amount of money. So I feel like all those complaints that I could have said, they were answered in that session with him. I haven't had any problems, and I haven't been taxed wildly ever since I started. Yes. So for me particularly, I don't have a problem. But for other people that are starting out, it's harder. You see now, like for me in the cosmetic business, the profit margins are high. There are startups where the profit margin is low. So even that money that tax might not be favorable for them. It may not be favorable for them. So if they could reduce it a little bit more for them, it would be good also. Because as entrepreneurs, the biggest problem is capital. Whether it's running capital, whether it's what, because everything is expensive. And when you're starting out, there's no money coming in, saving. There's no money you're holding. It comes and goes. It comes and goes. So if taxes can be reduced and stuff like that, it would be really, really good for the average, the average entrepreneur. Yes, because, different businesses have different profit margins and stuff. Yeah.
You had, you shared what you think, governments can do, but if there's an entrepreneur watching or an entrepreneur, someone who wants to be an entrepreneur, what advice would you give them? What would you tell them? Yeah.
I think if you want to be an entrepreneur, go for what you're passionate about.
Okay, so passion is important.
Entrepreneurship is not easy. It's not for the weak. Yeah. And it's literally a lonely journey. It's a very lonely journey because, yes, sure, I've been fortunate to have my family walk the journey with me. But aside from that, people don't understand you. I have not really been able to maintain my social life with my friends or even a relationship because of that. I work 24/7. I work from 9 to 7 p.m. every day. And on Saturday, sometimes it can be up to 10. We closed at 10 on Saturday. Yes. So I actually used to work every day until I literally had a breakdown and I cried for hours because I was exhausted. I was tired. So you have to love what you do. If you don't love what you do, I've done so many things. I did model training first. I was bringing clothes from China to here, but I wasn't passionate. So I didn't have the patience, but I've actually loved doing this since I was breaking my mom's lipstick, mixing them with stuff, She would beat me, but now she's,
now she gets it. Like
this is actually her passion. Yes. So if you have passion, it's easier to push because you're going to be tired, Priska, but then you'll be like, you know what? This is my baby. This is my thing. Then you get up and do it.
And you talked about how you want to expand throughout the country and all these chains. But are we just thinking Uganda or thinking the world is our oyster and taking over the world?
Absolutely. But, for me, this is what I always say. Charity begins at home. You have to first build your home. Wait, charity begins at home is more of manners. But it can also apply. Yeah. Okay, you have to first build your home. Like my mom always says, you have to first clean your house before, you go elsewhere.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to do. Uganda needs affordable organic beauty because a lot of I forgot to say this, a lot of the chemicals, a lot of the products that are marketed towards Africans, Black women, they are filled with so many chemicals, and that's why you see the average Black person has a broken hairline.
Yeah.
Their hair is broken over what? And you don't see that with other races. Why? Because we were told our hair is difficult. They were selling to us products, selling us, we need to make our hair look like that. But instead of our hair looking like that, it was looking the opposite. Because those products are not meant for our hair. Our hair looks rough, but it's actually the most fragile. Because of the shape of it, it's kinky. Because our follicles are shaped differently. So our hair grows up.
Yeah.
Yes. So Ugandans, I feel like they deserve that. They deserve good hair. Every woman deserves, because the Bible says your hair is your crowning glory. So I feel like we first need to do that for the Ugandan woman, the East African woman, the African woman, and then we can do it for the other Black women as well. Yes, because those other Black women in the diaspora, they have options. But the average African woman, and I'm not talking, high end, the average one, they don't have those options. Yes.
Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. I felt the passion oozing out of when you say that.
Yeah.
And I felt like while we were talking, you kept hinting on, a bit of spirituality. How important is spirituality in your life and in your business? How important is spirituality in your life and in your business?
In my life, it's really, really important because I grew up in a very Christian home. My parents were very religious. And I don't know if they're very religious, they're God oriented, because I feel like religion is very different. Yeah, so of course, I wasn't always like this. You know, when you're young and you've not really experienced that, when you grow older, and trust me, when you're an entrepreneur, you grow older. I'm like a 50-year-old. I can sit with my age mates, and very few of them we can hold a conversation. The average people I hold conversation with are 40-year-olds.
Okay.
Yes, they're like,
You're way ahead
much
of your
older
time.
people. Yes, because we can talk about stuff. Now, when I tell someone my age, yeah, I'm trying, I'm building factories there. Then in 2 years, I want to buy land and start to build houses. Well, then they can be like, first of all, Ugandan women can be, some of them, no, that's a man's job. Like, do you really have to be that masculine? I'm like, nah, that's how I think for me. That's where my head is at. So, because I've grown up that fast and I've seen the world and I've been cheated, I've been lied to, stuff like that. So I went back to my foundation of God. And ever since I said putting my life, my business, and just asking God or manifesting to the universe and saying this thing has to grow, it has just been a world of a difference for me.
Nice.
Yes.
And what advice would you give your younger self?
The advice that I would give my younger self is you're going to make it one day. Like, just stay focused, stay consistent, stay authentic, and you'll definitely make it one day.
Oh,
yes.
That's a really sweet thing to say. So at this point, the clock moves much faster when you're on camera. But I would just ask you to, share anything you'd like our viewers to know. You could even make a kalango for that business, like find us here, 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 here. And you just share your cutting shots, really.
Okay. So if you want to find us on social media, our handles, if you want to find us on social media, our handles are at Frotextrad. Frotextrad is FROTEXTURED. We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we are on Instagram, we're on TikTok. Yes, and we're on Threads and YouTube.
Even Threads?
Yes.
You guys don't play.
Yeah, and YouTube.
You said we are everywhere.
Everywhere you'll find us. Then me in particular also, Hope Kayeny.
And yeah, they should really be excited for this one. Hope has prime content, very good content, very worth it.
Thank you.
Very good
you
tips.
so
Like
much.
I went through your videos and I was like, okay, oh wow, this is really good. And there's this one you did for strong independent woman.
Yes.
It was very good because
Thank you.
like every girl, woman out there should, listen to this.
Yeah.
We owe it to ourselves to be the best versions that we can be.
Yeah.
And you really embody that, and your authenticity really comes out too. So I hope people can, follow you and subscribe, like. Okay, now I'm doing the calendar.
Thanks, yeah. So my personal handle is Hope Kayeny. Kayeny is spelled Kayeny. It's not Kayeny, it's not Cayenne, it's Cayenne. So when you finish the pronunciation, your tongue rests up. Cayenne.
Cayenne.
Yeah, not Cayenne, not Cayenne. Cayenne.
Cayenne.
Cayenne.
Yeah.
Yes. So you can find me also on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and what else? Facebook, Threads also, LinkedIn also, by the way. Yeah. So any social media you can think of that's common, typically we are on it. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess.
And then our physical location is at Reed Complex in Tinda, room B01. We deliver everywhere within Kampala, Entebbe, Mukono using border, and then up country we use buses, and then East Africa also we use buses, and USA and Europe we use DHL and FedEx. Yes, and then recently also we've started doing with UAE, but the system is not very strong, so I'll just have to update you. Follow our page for Frotextrad and I'll update.
Okay.
Yes.
And what's the final word you would say to an entrepreneur out there?
If you're an entrepreneur out there and you're worried that you won't make it, you're going to make it. Why? Because I literally started with like 3 bottles of oil and I'm here. I didn't have any I didn't have any blesser. I didn't have any mommy and daddy money, you know, just my savings, which were not even that much because I only worked in like 2 places before I started this business because I started it almost immediately after school, like a year, I think, or even less. So just stay strong, keep holding on and choose what you're passionate about. Because if you're passionate about, like, let's say nails, no matter how many times your nail polish, you know, breaks, or if your gel is not working, or if you're not going to give up, you're going to find solutions. I test my products for 6 to 1 year, 6 months to 1 year before I put them on the market. Every single product you see, I first test them for that long. And within that time, you're going to find this preservative, because we don't use any preservative that you wouldn't put in your mouth. So to find this is too weak, the product can't last on the shelf. You make a lot of losses, but you're also saving yourself the embarrassment of putting that thing on the product on the shelf, and then people are saying it's terrible.
It's terrible.
Yes.
Yeah.
So be passionate, because imagine going through that and you're not passionate. You'll get frustrated. You keep giving up on everything that you're doing. So find something that you're passionate about so that you never have to give up on your dream and you just push no matter what.
Again, so Hope, there's this thing we do on Ones to Watch. We play a little game called, it's called the Ones to Watch game. I think we need to get a better name for it, but for now it's the Ones to Watch game. So I will ask you either or, and you will pick whatever works for you.
Okay.
So 1, YouTube versus TikTok.
YouTube for business, TikTok for private, for personal.
Personal. Poetry versus music.
Poetry.
Okay. So who's your favorite poet?
Edgar Allan Poe.
Edgar Allan Poe. Good choice. What is your favorite poem or hymn?
The Raven.
The Raven. Okay. Onion oil versus coffee oil.
Onion oil.
Castor oil versus coconut oil.
Castor oil.
Okay. Why?
Because castor oil is like our main base of all our oils, and castor oil is like the holy grail of all oils. It has insane nutrients that are great for not just thickening hair or clearing skin, but also castor oil is great for people who have fibroids. And yes, it's a miracle oil, really. Yes.
Thank you so much, Hope. It's been an honor having you on Ones to Watch. I have enjoyed this interview and I've picked up so much from it. And for me, it's like, be authentic. That really came out strongly. Because even while talking to you, you're so authentic. It hurts. And also that your passion and how passion drives you. That's lovely to know. And our entrepreneurs, find that thing that you're passionate about and go for it. Don't hold back. Just do it. Just go for it. And who knows, one day we might be interviewing you for Ones to Watch. Thank you and have a lovely day. Bye-bye.